There's nothing there. There's no money on the floor. Do not stress. I'm here. And you want to get first place, right? You want to get third. You want to get second. You want to get fifth. You don't. If you just want to do well to yourself. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Look at my hair. It's like wavy. I love it. Today, we all know I have been doing dance competitions recently, and I've been in dance. I've been at my studio now for 4 years, and then I've been dancing probably since I was 5, so you can make your own math. I've been dancing since I was 5, and I have had a lot of tips and I've learned a lot of lessons through dancing. So I'm here today to help you out. If you are a dancer and you have dance competitions coming up, or you just need somebody to talk to or somebody to give you advice on what to do, do not stress, I'm here. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I have 3 categories for this video. One is planning, one is actually being at the place, the dance competition, and then the third one is actually dancing. The first category is planning. So I have 4 helpful tips for you. So the first one is type out a note sheet of all the info about that certain dance. I'll put a picture right here of ones I've created. They are super duper helpful to just look at. I just had dress rehearsal for all my dances, and it was so nice to just know what was like next and know all the hair pieces and the accessories and the costume and the tights and the Leo, like what everything is. A lot of times garment bags have little pockets. I'll also insert a photo of mine. Mine has a little itty bitty pocket. So just make the dimensions when you're printing it out. Make the dimensions to that and bada bing, bada boom, you're done. The next one is type out all the steps in your dance. That sounds so tedious, but I promise it is so nice. I have done that with one of my dances because I don't always remember this dance for some reason. It's just a little hard to remember. So I just write out my own notes. It does not have to be every single dance vocabulary word in the dictionary, whatever you will make sense to you. Then this is just simple. Make a checklist. Make a checklist will be your best friend. You are stressed because you don't know what you need. You're worried you're gonna leave things at the house. Like, it's a whole process. So just typing up a little or writing down a little checklist of all the things you will need will literally be your best friend, and it will save you so much stress. The next one is also pretty, like, what's the word? Vague. Calendar. Just writing down your dance competitions and dance recitals and whatever you have, dance practices. It will save you so much time and not have to cancel plans all the time. I have the app How About with all my friends, or not all my friends, but a lot of my friends that I frequently hang out with. And it is so nice because they know I have danced so many days of the week. The last half of the week, I think I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That is it. And Tuesday I have acting. So I only have Monday and Wednesday to hang out. It is nice to let them have my calendar and see when I'm free and when I'm not. Hey guys, it's Editing Kylie here. So I just realized that sounded like a sponsored ad or something. I'm definitely not sponsored by How About. I'm just I genuinely love this app and it's so nice. It's so helpful. So this is not sponsored by any means, but definitely check it out. It's helped us a lot. Okay, so the next category is actually being at the dance place or wherever you're dancing. The first one is consider yourself as your own teacher. If I know as a dancer, I know that those teachers get stressed, and both of you guys can have attitudes a lot. So if you don't want to bug your teacher and if it's just going to stress you out, consider yourself your own teacher. Record yourself, watch yourself, do whatever, and just correct yourself. Make sure you focus on one section at a time so it's not a bazillion things going through your head. Another thing you could do is, if it's not too much stress, because the biggest thing that I have to tell you is do everything to limit stress. If it's not that much stress, have a friend record you or have a friend watch you, and they can give you some constructive criticism and some positive stuff to know what you should and should not do on stage. Next is one of the biggest things is just breathing. Breathing helps so much, and you may think like, oh my gosh, I'm just breathing. Like, it doesn't help. It does, I promise you. Just taking those big, deep breaths, it is so nice and so beneficial. If you need to, like, remove yourself from the room and just go out in the hallway and just breathe and just, like, regenerate, I guess, that's perfectly fine. Then, as a foodie myself, bring snacks. I 1,000,000% bet you that you will be hungry. If you are there all day like me for 3 days this weekend, yeah, bring snacks. Also, if you don't eat, and this brings me to my next point, hydrate. If you don't eat and hydrate, you could pass out. And you want to get first place, right? You want to get third, you want to get second, you want to get fifth. If you just want to do well to yourself, don't pass out. But hydrate, bring tons of water bottles. I have one of the big jugs that tells you like the time. I don't actually follow the time, but I have the big jugs that I sometimes take. Then get focused. I know a lot of people like to lock in. I do that a lot. And this is also very vague. This is very vague, and it's whatever you personally need to do to get focused. If it's warming up, if it's having fun with friends, if it's like doing makeup and hair, like whatever you need to do it. Get focused. Get in the mindset. Then warm up and stretch. Warming up and stretch, I know as a person that doesn't love to stretch, doesn't love to warm up, just do it. Suck it up and do it. It will hurt so bad. You could pull ligaments, you could pull all of that. You could do so much stuff if you don't warm up and stretch. Also, warm up before you stretch. Get warm before you stretch, because again, you could pull a bunch of things. Even though you're stretching, you could still pull things because you're not warmed up. If you're going right into pigeon or whatever stretch you want, you could pull a hamstring right before you go on stage. So just warm up and then stretch, and just warm up and stretch all together. Next is get good sleep the night before. You will need the sleep. You will need to get a good amount of sleep. Don't stay up all night stressing. Just clear your mind, go to bed, put on maybe some white noise, or sometimes I like to put like on YouTube, if you don't have a TV in your room, maybe fall asleep to music, but I have a TV in my room and I like to put on like a fireplace, like a cozy fireplace sometimes. I don't know why, but it helps me fall asleep. And then get there early. This is the last one, but get there early, because especially if you have to do your makeup and hair there, get there early. Then you can take your time, breathe, you can just chill for a second, and then you're not rushed to have to go on stage right away when you get there. The next category is actually dancing, like tips when you're actually dancing or about to go dance. Have a list of reminders before you go on stage. Have just a little notebook of just little reminders, like maybe before when you or your friend was helping you take that constructive criticism and positives. Have those right there with you. The next one is practice in dressing rooms or hallways if you're dressed. I know sometimes dressing rooms can not be big whatsoever. If you don't have a hallway available and you only have the dressing room, just mark it. I'd suggest just like marking it. But if you have a good hallway or a dressing room, definitely don't go full out, save the energy for on stage, but definitely practice and do it so it's stuck in your brain. Next one is facials are key. I know a lot of people don't like to do facials. As a person that acts, it's really easy for me to do facials, so I can't really give you much tips for people that don't like to do facials, but I promise that is what sells a dance. The facials, if it is a jazz dance, do all your cheesy emotions, bring them out, because I promise that just sells the dance. That's like the cherry on top. Then I know people hate this, but make eye contact with the judges. I don't know what it is. I'm not a judge, obviously, so I do not know what it is, but they love when you make eye contact with them. Feeling the energy and knowing that you're acknowledging them. They really like that as a tip from past dances. Point. This is how I remember to point my feet. I am so bad at pointing my feet. Like, it is so bad. What I just do is I just point my feet the whole way through, unless it's a choreographed flexed foot. And of course, unless I'm walking or something that I necessarily can't point my feet. But when you're on the ground, even when you're like laying down, point those feet. Point those feet. I just try and keep them pointed. That's like one of the only things I think about. I'm just like, make sure those feet are pointed, because I'm so bad at keeping my feet pointed. Then this is another vague one. It's let loose. Just like shake it out. We do the same thing on Dance Moms, not the exact same thing, but we go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 blah blah blah, all that.
I do a dance.
Right before we go on stage, and from the past 3 dance competitions for the solos and duets, it has been really beneficial, and a bunch of times it's just nice to have your friends be there with you and just like help calm your nerves. It's really nice. Then ask your teacher for advice. This kind of goes along with consider yourself your own teacher. If your dance teacher isn't too stressed and isn't too overwhelmed, because you are overwhelmed, they are overwhelmed too. Like, it goes both ways. So if they're not overwhelmed, ask them for advice. Just be like, hey, can you come watch my dance really quick? Give me some quick tips that I can apply to when I'm on stage. It will be super beneficial. Then I know in my duet with Leah, there are some icky spots that we need to go over and just double check that we're on the same page. There's a couple turns in there that we're not sure if it's a triple or a double. There's some turns in there, like, not turns, just some like extra steps that we take that we just need to go over. This goes along with group dances as well, but if your partner or trio, go over it with them. Double check every single thing. I know it's probably annoying, but it will help a lot. Okay, editing Kylie is back. I kind of wanted to add on what I said, like, when I was recording this. I wanted to add on that even if there's no icky spots, if you are unsure of anything, literally anything, if you're like, I don't know if I take a step here or not, I'm just gonna let it go, like, we'll see. Don't do that. Go over it with your group, with your partner, with your trio, whatever. Do whatever you need to do. If you aren't feeling sure about a certain like step or move or turn or whatever, go over it. I promise it will benefit you in the long run. Doing one small step can deduct who knows how many points. Just go over those little things. I promise it's worth it as much as you think it. Whatever, it's just a simple step. Like, I'm sure the judges won't notice. Listen, I've pulled that one a couple times. They notice. So just go over it with your partner. Then utilize peripheral vision. You have it, and this can also help, like, I just went blank. This can also help making sure you guys are in sync. Definitely do not just stop dancing and look at them. Don't do that. But use your peripheral vision. I can see my window. I just faced my window, but I can still see it when I'm looking at you guys. Like, utilize it, especially when you guys are like supposed to be in a straight line. This goes for group dances too. There's a part in my group dance, one of my group dances, that we have to be in a straight line, and my dance teacher tells us, use your peripheral vision. Make sure that the person next to you is in line with you. It's there for a reason. Well, maybe not dance was the reason, but it's there. This one may be hard, but don't overthink. As an overthinker and just an overall person that has a little bit of anxiety, just try not to overthink. Have your friends. Leah is a trooper. I was overthinking at dress rehearsal and she was just like, breathe, it'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's just dress rehearsal. She's a trooper. She's a real one. Have your friends calm you down. Don't overthink. It'll all be all right. It's literally 2 minutes of your life. It won't matter. It's 3 people's opinions. Doesn't matter that much. And then the last one is a little hard. I don't necessarily do this. I've never been really a person that does this, but don't look at the ground. Just try not to. Like I said earlier, look at the judges. Make eye contact with your partner. Don't make it look like this again, but just don't look at the ground. There's nothing there. There's no money on the floor. Okay, so now that my throat is dry and I didn't bring water, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this helps anyone who is out there that has a dance competition coming up and they just needed some extra tips and support. I am here. Don't worry. I hope your dance competition goes great. I hope you do amazing. And yeah, so I know I said in my last video, if I don't see you again, see you at Lux. Well, if this comes out before Lux, you saw me again. But if I don't see you again from this video, see you at Lux. What was that? Goodbye. Oh, don't look at my messy bed.